Hey guys, welcome back to my channel and welcome to my channel if you are new here. Today I'm starting a new little mini series because Supernatural Season 2 will be starting up here in about like a week-ish, I would say, maybe less than that, maybe even like 5-6 days or something. But I came up with this idea to do like a current household, a day in the life type series where I update you all on the main 5 households that all like encompass one of each main sim from my Supernatural Season 1 series. And if you have not seen that, I highly recommend you watch it before you watch this, or Late Night, or Season 2. Because if you don't know, pretty much this is like a whole saga, this series. It starts with Supernatural Season 1, and then you have Late Night, and then you have this series, technically, even though it's like a 5-part little like mini thing. And then you have Supernatural Season 2, which picks up with the next generation of Supernaturals. And so it's going to be super fun, but we are starting out with Vennetta Knight, who is my witch from Supernatural Season 1. And in Late Night, which is the spin-off, the spin-off of Supernatural, Venetta's son was like one of the main characters of that series. And in that series, I kept saying that so much is happening in Moonlight Falls, so much keeps happening, so much is happening, so much has happened, and now you all finally get to know what all that stuff has been, because it's just a lot. It's just a lot. So, let's go ahead and get on up out of here. So yeah, we live in a house that you all have probably already seen because this house is from a current household that I did like a few months ago. But it's actually Venetta's house, so that's fun and fresh. I'm not gonna like give you a whole like in-depth tour, but this is the downstairs area and everything. It's pretty cute, I'm not even gonna lie. This is actually gonna be Willow's nursery because at this moment in time, everything like that you all are seeing here is happening around the time of when Vix and Danica are starting to like become a little bit of a thing. Like I mean, as we speak right now, possibly Vix and Danica are at the bar getting drunk and about to woohoo. So, I mean, we have about like we're like around that time in the whole time frame, and then Supernatural Season 2 will be starting up about a year after all this that I'm showing you is happening. So it's a little bit complicated, but it makes sense to me. So anyway, yeah, but this is Willow's room because she does know that she is a grandmother, which Willow is Vix's daughter that he had with Marina in Late Night. But yeah, this is their little house. It's pretty cute or whatever. And that's the alchemy room. This is Max's room, which I will get to all the Sims because one of the big things that has happened with one of the big things that has happened with Vennetta is just the fact. No, oh my, can you stop, please? One of the big things that has happened with Vennetta is the fact that she is married. She got married to Alistair Devereaux, who is now Alistair Devereaux Knight, because Vennetta did not want to just take his name. She wanted to either keep her name or hyphenate, and she ended up taking his, and he decided to hyphenate as well, just to, you know, make it fair and everything. And whenever they got married, he actually had a son named Maximus Devereaux, which we just call him Max. He's actually in the criminal career. He's like level 1 or something, but Alistair is the mayor of Moonlight Falls, which that plays a huge role in what I will talk about in a second. But yeah, he's the mayor of Moonlight Falls, and they actually had a daughter together. They had Eris, which Eris will be our witch for Season 2 of Supernatural. Then Eris has a cat named Shadow. And actually, let me go over the traits. So Alistair is flirty, brooding, night owl, hot-headed, proper. He likes black spaghetti and classical music. He is a Sagittarius. And Vennetta is neurotic, brooding, irresistible, cat person, kleptomaniac. She likes spiceberry, grilled cheese, and pop music. She's a Pisces, just like myself. And then Max is no sense of humor, brooding, coward, grumpy, mooch. He likes gray, Stu Surprise, dark wave, and he is a Cancer. And then Eris is night owl, family-oriented, cat person, artistic. She likes purple, spaghetti, pop music, and she is also a Cancer. So that's little Fabian. Oh, and also little Shadow is a genius, proud, and a hunter. But Y'all, Venetta's just life has changed so much. So one of the big things that has also happened in her life is just the fact that, well, if you remember back in Supernatural season 1, in the very beginning, the very first episode, I talked about how Vennetta got shunned by the Moonlight Falls Coven because of the fact that y'all are loud as hell, but she got shunned from the Coven because she was dating Monty in the beginning of the series, and they're no longer together, obviously. He cheated and everything, and we'll get to him later on in the series, and we will also, y'all, that's literally your stepson? Stop. But yeah, so, uh, Vennetta was shunned from the Coven because she was dating a vampire, and vampires and witches have been in wars against each other hundreds and hundreds of years ago. There continues to be feuding happening. Not really anymore. There's still feuds, and they still don't get along. But due to, Vennetta and Alistair, and some of, the connections and the relationships that have grown over the years, there's kind of like this understanding between all of them. Everyone's pretty much at peace right now with the state of Moonlight Falls. Whoa there, buddy boy. This house, like, no other house really lags that bad, but this one is so big that just this household lags the most. But go ahead and go say hi to little Alistair. Go ahead and go, give him a Morris hug. Here is Miss Eris, who, she is gorgeous when she ages up, by the way. That's caps lock, not tab. She's gorgeous when she ages up. I love her so much. And then here's Alistair. He's a little warlock boy. I love him. He is a witch. Well, he's a warlock, but I just say witch for everyone. And then so is Max, and so is Eris. Of course, because she is our witch for the next season. But, Vennetta, after her and Monty broke up and they found out that she cheated and everything, spoiler alert, she turned Monty into a human to get back to him because he was a vampire. And so after word got out, a few years later, and after Supernatural technically ended, word got out, and the witches were ecstatic to hear that they, one, weren't a thing, but two, she used her magic to turn him into a human and forsake his vampirism. And so the witches as a whole decided to bring her back into the fold, and so she was welcomed back into the Coven. And now that Vennetta is the most powerful witch in Moonlight Falls at the current time, she is basically been crowned the leader of the Moonlight Falls Coven of Witches. So Vennetta is the leader of the Coven, and Alistair being the mayor, that gives witches a lot of power. But yeah, they're thriving. They're rich. They have a huge house. She's married to the mayor. She's the leader of the Coven, and because she's married to the mayor, and because of just her history, and because of her son's history, Vix, she's had a lot of laws that have been made and passed, and there are a few big ones that she has made sure went through because of Vix, and one of them, Vix, her son, being a hybrid vampire witch, because she did have Vix with Monty, because of him being a hybrid, no one in the town liked him at all. He was actually discriminated against in school. He had a hard time because his teachers would not pass him just because his teacher might be a witch, and they didn't like that he was half vampire, or they were vampire, and they didn't like that he was half witch. And so he had no friends. And it actually got to the point where Vennetta had to go to the school board and, have them look at his work and see for it themselves. And they had to actually fire, like a handful of teachers. And yeah, Max, he doesn't like Vennetta at all. They don't get along. He is kind of a dick. He resents his father for getting remarried after his mom died. He hates Vix as well. They are not close, and he's not close to Eris. The only person that he's actually close with is Madison, or not Madison, is Reen. And Reen is actually Vix's half-sister, who's a vampire, who's Monty's love child with Madison. We will get to them. There's so much history, so y'all go watch Supernatural, because a lot of this stuff actually happened in Supernatural. And, I mean, about some of it happened, like, off-camera and, for story purposes and stuff like that. But, a good portion happened in Supernatural, so go watch that. What was I saying? Yeah, so Vix being the hybrid that he was discriminated against, and so once, Alistair and Vennetta were kind of together, she made sure that a law was passed that protected hybrids from being discriminated against. And so hybrids can no longer be like legally discriminated against. They have protections. If someone does discriminate against a hybrid because they are a hybrid, then they can be fired from their job, suspended. They can be thrown in prison, or in like probably the like most harsh scenario, they can be banished from Moonlight Falls and they can never return. Um, it just depends how severe the action is or whatever. And I mean, if the action is even more severe than that, they could possibly be killed. Like if they go on a spree and they murder like 6 hybrids, then yeah, they're probably gonna get the death penalty. Either life in prison or the death penalty. So that is a thing. And also there is a death penalty in Moonlight Falls for humans or anyone really who threatens to expose Moonlight Falls and the supernaturals inside. They haven't used it in probably like 100 years, but yeah, there is a death penalty. Usually they just like banish them and wipe their memories and stuff like that if they are a threat, but if they're too much of a threat and memory wiping won't work or they won't be able to do it, then they'll just kill them. So that's also kind of a law set in place. But another law is an education law that Vennetta has put in place because Ollie Holmes, who we will get to him later, he was our werewolf for season 1 of Supernatural. He was in a foster family. He was in many foster families. He didn't know who his biological parents were. He had no idea he was a werewolf until he was like 15 years old, and he transitioned the first time. He struggled really bad. He had to learn everything on his own. And because the school system is very human-like, because there's nothing in the school system in Moonlight Falls that helps you know, like supernatural students learn their craft and their abilities and stuff like that. And so Vennetta made sure to have Alistair put in place an education like reform program where witches learned alchemy and spellcasting and broom riding. Fairies learned flight. They learned things about fairy dust. They learned tricks and spells and stuff like that. Werewolves learned how to prep for a full moon. They learned how to control their transformations during non-full moon nights or days or whatever. They learn how to hunt, control strength, agility, all that stuff. Vampires, they learn how to control their bloodlust. They learn their hypnosis and mind control stuff. Yeah, that's fine. They learn just all that fun jazz. And so now that there's this huge education reform, all these supernaturals can actually, you know, like do things. And actually, let's go out to eat. I don't really want to eat that salad. Let's go on out to eat. Let's go to the diner, I guess. Let's go ahead and go diner. No, let's go with you. Let's go ahead and go. No, oh my god, I did not mean to do that, bitch. Come on. Diner, eat here with others. Let's go ahead and eat here with Eris. Just have a little mother-daughter time. But yeah, let's go ahead and go eat there with Eris. But yeah, so Vennetta did get the education reform in, and she got the whatever it's called in as well, the hybrid discrimination laws. She got those in due to Alistair helping out. And another thing that she did was, in order to kind of keep the peace, or really to obtain peace between vampires and witches, and pretty much every other supernatural type, she did create this, I guess, well, once she was crowned leader of the Moonlight Falls Coven, she had power to do something. And so she and Alistair agreed to kind of set in stone I guess, oh hey, here's Pip. Oh my god, Pip is actually a fairy from my my Let's Play. He got married to Helena, who is my fairy from Supernatural. But and we will also get to her probably next, actually. Oh, and here's Aiden. Okay, T. And there's Arabella. Okay, everyone's just showing up. All my Sims. Okay, how fun. But anyway, Alistair made sure, after, you know, the request of Vennetta and her help, he put in a faction system. And so in order to have this checks and balances, due to the fact that, you know, the mayor is a witch, in order to have checks and balances, Vennetta and Alistair agreed to have a faction system where each supernatural type would put forth a representative of that community, which would help vote on laws and stuff like that put in place in Moonlight Falls, and would be actively involved in the government and just community things and stuff like that. And so Ollie, who was my werewolf from season 1, is the faction leader for the werewolves. Helena, who's my fairy from season 1, is the faction leader for the fairies. No, not Madison. Aiden, actually, Aiden Van Gold is the faction leader for the vampires, and then who's the, and then of course Vennetta is the faction leader for the witches, because of course she is the coven of the witches. So there's that. She wants to play with magic. That's fun and fresh. Throw an elixir at Max. Of course, I'm honestly I would, to be real with you, but we actually have some things to sell at the elixir shop, so we might head on over there, just so we can sell some stuff. So let's go on over to the elixir shop really fast, but yeah, so there is a whole faction system. So there's like this whole governmental system going on, that will be happening behind the scenes of season 2. It could become a part of like the story and stuff like that, but it'll be happening with our older Sims. And also speaking of older Sims, technically Vennetta should be old. I did the math and she should actually be in like her 60s. But she resets her age. And that's one reason why her approval rating amongst the witches is not as strong. Who was that? Well, I don't know, but that's the reason why her approval rating is not as strong as it should be with the witches. I mean, she has like a 95% approval rating, but she should be at like 100%, because she is the strongest. She's probably the freaking wisest. But one thing that, like, well, the biggest thing, or the biggest reason why vampires or why witches don't like vampires is because they're unnatural. They defy the natural laws of death and mortality. But Venetta's doing the exact same thing, even though she's a witch. So yeah, that's why some witches either don't care or they don't mind it or whatever. But there's like that 5% of the coven that despise it, that think that she's no different than the vampires. I think that her using her magic as for this selfish act is no different than them just naturally doing it. And if anything, it's worse because vampires at this point, they're pretty much born into doing it. And I mean, most of them now can't even help it because it is being passed down genetically more than it is being like vampires being created and turned from human to vampire. And so because that's more common now than being turned into a vampire, more vampires can't help it. And so, but Vennetta is consciously making an effort to stay young and defying the laws of death. I mean, she can still get stabbed or shot and she'll die, but whereas like a vampire won't. But it just depends what they're getting stabbed with, like a stake or something. But yeah, so Vennetta, there's a few witches that don't like her all that much. And of course she is really good friends with Ollie still. She's apparently friends with Brielle, who I'll get to Brielle later on, probably in the next episode. Helena, of course, is their friend, as she knows Tristan, she knows Aiden, that's Madison, which Madison and her actually used to not be friends because Madison is the girl that Monty cheated on Vennetta with, and as a result they had Maureen, or Maureen. And Maureen was also shown in Late Night as well, which I'll get to her as well later on. But yeah, they used to not be friends, but now they're fine. They've patched things up. And then Aiden, of course, because they're both they're in the faction. Vix is still around. Of course, they're still related. I mean, he's not in the town, but he's back in whatever it's called. And then Jess Holmes, love them. So yeah, it's just fun and fresh. That's the relationships, I guess. And then I kind of want him to like, can we like invite her out? Let's like invite her out somewhere. Let's just go to, I don't even know where we should go. Like, should we go to like a bar or something like that? Like, I don't even know. Like, I don't know. I do not know. I mean, I could go, but like, I don't know where to go. What the hell is that? It says it's a bar, but like, there's nothing there. I'm concerned. I'm very, very concerned. Is there even a bar there? Is there really a bar there? What is this? No, there's nothing there. I'm concerned. Okay, we're just not gonna look. We'll just invite her. Actually, let's just go over to her house. Let's just go over to her house. I don't even care. How long have I been recording? Like 19 minutes. Oh, you know what? I should maybe end this episode because that's pretty much it. These like little like videos are gonna be pretty much me talking and updating you guys on everything. And I'm pretty sure I have updated you on everything. You got Eris, which Eris is actually best friends with all of the Jess and Alistair. Okay, that's fun. Chosen. Okay, cute. Thank you. But yeah, Eris is best friends with Nick's Goodfellow, who is dating Brock Holmes, and she's also good friends with Bianca Holmes as well, which is Brock's twin sister. And now Eris, Bianca, Brock, and Nyx will be our 4 main Sims of our Supernatural LP. Which means no vampire, at least not for a little bit of the LP, no vampire, because we focused on vampires a little bit in Late Night, and then we had Monty in Supernatural, and even though we didn't, like, complete the aspiration that came for vampires, or we didn't, go ham with them or anything, we experienced them a little bit, and so I'm gonna just, put vampires down for a quick second and just focus on werewolves, especially, because I have not experienced them really at all, and then do a little bit more with fairies as well, because Helena didn't get any shine either until like pretty much her wedding day. That's when she got her shine, because she was just sat idly by the entire the entirety of Supernatural season 1. But with that, I will go ahead and end this episode here. I'm pretty sure I've touched base on everything. I hope that I have anyway. I don't know if I did. I'm kind of scared that I didn't touch base on you guys with everything, because why am I in this house? I hope that I did. Oh my god, that's freaking beautiful, yo. What? Oh my god. I love lighting mods so much, you don't even understand. But, yeah, so, I hope you all enjoyed. Make sure to, I cannot speak, loves, but, I'm pretty sure I updated you all on everything. I think so. I hope so. Oh my god, the green sky is turning green. Oh my god. Oh my god, the comments. What is happening? Wait, oh my god, wait. Is there like what is happening right now? Why is there so many comments happening? What is happening, loves? What is happening? I really want to get a freaking comment and a picture. Okay, whatever. I'm just gonna stop there. Anyway, I will let you all go. Thank you all so much for watching. Hope you all enjoy. I hope you all enjoyed. Make sure to leave me a comment down below, like the video, and subscribe. And I'll see you all in the very next video. So good. Bye, everyone.